There's great like traceability with the way that I can sign out gauges to the floor and back into like storage, so I can keep track of where gauges are almost like instantaneously.
Hey everybody, it's Meaghan Ziemba from MTDCNC, and I'm here with Tyler Bussone, and we are going to be talking about how one factory has been making his job easier here at Fairview. Hello Tyler, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of one factory, I have to ask, how many gauges are you managing here at Fairview?
At the moment, we have over 6,000 gauges on file in one factory, which includes like thread gauges, Deltronic pins, micrometers, calipers, and a lot of bore gauges.
So one of the things that we're going to be talking about is one factory. How has working with one factory really helped you and how you're doing things with the gauges?
Standardized like everything, so all the gauges are in one place. There's great like traceability with the way that I can sign out gauges to the floor and back into like storage, so I can keep track of where gauges are almost like instantaneously. Let alone it also keeps a history of that transaction, so I can follow the gauges as they travel around the shop.
Does it keep track then of who's like signing them in and out?
Yes, it can. I can sign them out to individual workstation, an individual job, an individual person, or as many of the three as I have the information for.
Now, how has one factory really helped with the calibration of gauges here?
It's helped kind of like streamline the process. So the calibration templates come, we can set them up so that they are attached to specific gauges and are like preloaded when we pull up the calibration reports, so that we don't have to define it every time we go to calibrate each and every gauge.
So can you explain the process of like kitting your gauges? Like, how is one factory helping you with that?
I've just started using that feature, and I found it being most practical for like the long running jobs we have on the floor. More often than not, those gauges end up staying on the floor, so I can specifically assign gauges to a certain job or part, so that whenever it comes up, I can just reissue same gauges each time.
So in what ways is one factory really helping you with those calibrations?
Well, I have the filtering feature on the main page of the gauges, in which I can filter by gauges which are expired, coming up for calibration, or are okay to use. But what's also nice is one factory sends out weekly emails every Monday morning to notify me of a list of gauges that are either expired or coming up for calibration. And that list is sent out to anyone who is a designated owner, or if anyone has been assigned the gauge onto the floor.
So that really helps you get ready for the next week coming up for any work that you have to do.
For sure, and it also gives a double check so that it's not all on me, so that the operators are aware of the status of their own gauges as well.
All right, Tyler, so let's say you have a failed gauge calibration. How easy is it for you to track where that gauge has been since its last successful calibration using one factory?
Pretty easy. If a gauge fails a calibration, I will go to the gauge transaction tab in one factory, and I can search that gauge number, and one factory will tell me all the transactions related to that gauge number, including extra information as far as the user was issued to, the machine and job number.
Awesome. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for sharing your experience with one factory. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.